Hello, everybody. Going live for the first time here, Meta Messiah. I'm here just to talk a little bit about the bigger picture surrounding crypto, and that is the macroeconomics, the political, the legal, the social, the socio-political, various dimensions to the current state that we're in, and why there's so much uncertainty and doubt, and why we are in technically a paradigm shift, which makes it very difficult to predict what's to come. What I see a lot with a lot of influencers, analysts, and the like, whether it's even in the stock market or for crypto, is a lot of conflicting views and multiple scenarios of where things can head any given day. Okay, part of the problem is every single day it looks like things are always this or that, or this or that. And what I mean by that is that people are making determinations based on day-by-day input and data to try to predict the future instead of looking past the last several weeks and months and based on that to make predictions going forward. And the problem also with what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of people just trying to create content, so they'll pick any type of keywords and whatnot just to either create drama or FUD or hype or just content that gets hits. Call it clickbait, call it just, influencers wanting to make money on YouTube. And that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with people being media, I guess, how should I say, prolific in their media that they're putting out there. But always be careful, because what you tell the public, what you tell your audience, can impact their decisions. This is not financial advice, first of all. This is not to be taken as investing advice. It's entertainment only. And for me, my background's more politics and law, history, things of that nature. I'm not an economist. I'm not a financial advisor, any of those things. But in terms of my analysis, let's pan back to 1929 stock market crash. Okay, you have to actually look at long-term history in between short-term and then very recent history. Market crashes in 1929. You see a whole host of reforms to the equities market, stock market, financial markets, and we have a period of depression, the worst depression ever, up to 25% unemployment. That's the baseline of how bad it can be, okay? That's the baseline, 1929 stock market crash into the 30s depression. Then World War II comes. You have an unprecedented period of historic growth in the United States. The United States comes on top as the leading economic powerhouse and superpower of the world. Going forward, you have the inflation, gas crisis in the 70s, and a series of booms and busts going through the 80s. In the 1980s, you have the savings and loan debacle, Reagan pulling us out of a recession under Carter, then the savings and loan debacle in the 80s, and the 87 crash, gold jumps, 90s goes into you start into a tepid economy, a lot of volatility, uncertainty, doubt, and then you have the dot-com boom in the 90s, and then the bubble pops 99, 2000. Going forward, 2007, 2008, you have the subprime mortgage debacle and crisis, banking crisis, Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, and then you have the stimulus bill over $1.4 trillion, and that 1.5 trillion or more, and two stimulus packages, 2007 going to 2008, 2009, and then what some people predicted from 2010 going on. Some people say it's going to be a 20-year bull market, which if you look at where the stock market was in 2008 to where it is now, it's significantly higher. 2007, 2008, the emergence of Bitcoin, and there you have it. Crypto's born. It becomes a part of the financial assets that are available now on various markets. Not in every market in the world, but nonetheless, there you have it. Crypto's here, to stay, but this is a recessionary period for crypto. Okay, the economy is not really in a recession. It looks more like a soft landing, while the inverted yield curve is looking like it was in the 80s. What we could see is more like an 87 style flash crash where things just come down and bounce up in a short period of time. But we don't know. It could or could not. It's a good chance it will at one point, because markets going up this high have to. The stock market, I think, could do that. Now, of course, with the COVID and the war, the war in Ukraine, Russia, Chinese recession, American emergence with the dollar, as the powerful dollar reigns. This is kind of where we're at right now, is where people are like, are we going into a recession? Are we not going into a recession? What's going on? None of the indicators show a recession going on. And this is why. Unemployment is not high enough, okay? If they suddenly spikes, if there's a sudden spike in unemployment, then that's an indicator. Inflation indicates a lot of productivity right now. Don't forget, we have the infrastructure bill, various countries adding stimulus and money, printing dollars, putting them into their economies worldwide to rebuild economies because of COVID, and now even more so with the Russian gas crisis and the cost of fuel going up. Now it's coming down, but the war looks like it's winding down. But Russia's going to emerge as a much weaker economy. China's trying to, pull out of COVID and reverse its economic situation. And the United States is outpacing China in growth. GDP, let's look at that. GDP is not where we would call this a recessionary cycle. Boom and mini booms and busts are what we're seeing. And I think we're just in another soft landing bust cycle that will end in probably a few months. You need to have these. It prevents crashes. The Fed and raising of the interest rates 0.75 now to 0.5. They've seen that their strategy is starting to work. The inflation's coming down, but it's not at the 2% that they want. Okay, so they want to slow down the economy, okay? The Fed wants the economy to go into a period of what would just be slow growth, okay? They will continue with the interest rates for however long, 0.5, maybe down to 0.25. It's going to be a while. And it's not as bad as everybody thinks. If they did not do this, if the Fed did not do this, what could have ended up happening was the stock market going up, and then crashing like in 2007, 2008 once again. And that's something we don't want. The big crisis everybody's thinking on the horizon is the banks once again and all these other things. Housing right now, yeah, it's slowing down. That's a recessionary market just in housing. Various markets are going into recessionary cycles. Okay. Oil's doing very well. They are making a lot of money. Okay, certain technology markets are doing very well. They're making a lot of money. Okay, not every sector of the economy is doing very well, but there's enough big sectors, oil being one of the biggest ones, oil and gas, they're bringing in record profits. Okay, so why will there be brighter days ahead? Well, the paradigm shift that we're seeing right now is a global economy that's adjusting to various things. It's experimenting essentially with cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and you're going to have your CBDCs or your centralized cryptocurrencies and whatnot as competitors, and they're going to try to crush the private DeFi market. Okay, it's obvious they're going to try to do and outdo what the brain trust that created crypto has already done. Problem is, if you don't have the brain trust in doing what they've done, you run into a disadvantage, and that is you have 12 years head start or so Bitcoin, and I don't know, I think 7 years now or so Ethereum having a huge head start against centralized cryptocurrencies and whatnot. So the crypto market has a big head start on governments, and they know what they're doing more than governments. Governments will try to recruit as many people to build these things, and banks will try to recruit as many people to build these things. But they're going into a market trying to compete with like Apple and Microsoft and all these others that have already perfected the art of and science of doing this. Okay, it's like the government trying to start its own computer company to compete with Apple and Microsoft. But that's where the thing is, the private market, the market, the industry that is business itself, not governmental. The industries of the private market tend to know how to outplay the government because they use the government. Okay, they're going to use the government to their advantage. So I'm not too worried about the centralized cryptocurrencies coming in. I think they're just actually going to push more people to DeFi because of the aversion and inherent barrier. Those interested in crypto don't want what the centralized people are selling. Communities is going to be hard to build around those. You're forced into it, like in Nigeria. Okay, you'd be forced into it somehow, and that doesn't create strong communities. So going forward, like I said, with this paradigm shift in the economy, adoption of blockchain, let's go to Adam Smith. If one of the tenets of capitalism, if capitalism does not expand, it will collapse. Where can capitalism expand right now? AI, robotics, biotechnology, and then blockchain. Outer space is way out there in terms of making money from outer space, okay? Years and decades. So before we go far off into the future, what's likely to be the next economic and technological revolution like the internet? It's AI and blockchain, cryptocurrencies. We're adapting to that. The whole world's trying to adapt to this. It's a really confusing thing. And as world economies are struggling, only the best will come out on top. It is still survival of the fittest, even in the global economy. Okay? It's still survival of the fittest. And eventually somebody's going to come out on top here, someone's going to fall. Nations rise, nations fall. That is the epoch of in lesson, the empirical view of history. Empires rise and fall. It doesn't look like the United States empire is falling. It's struggling, and it's not what it was. Okay? Guys like to help the algorithm. Let's help the algorithm on this video, because I'm going to end by saying this. I don't have much time left. Cryptocurrencies will and always will continue with their innovations to adapt to markets. All this bear market stuff is allowing innovation. It's allowing for the incubator around certain things to create things that will emerge and make crypto market better and thrive. And there you have Okinami in that. Obviously, I think this is the layer 2 solution, like Polygon in a sense, that will emerge. It will rise. It'll come out of this bear market, and people are going to be like, holy moly, this thing has been here all along. It was stealth launch. I never bought it. Too bad, so sad. You snooze, you lose. You don't buy it early enough. It's way up there, and you already missed out on the big move. There could be some other cryptos as well like that. But Okinami does look like a gem in the rough, in this very rough period. And I'm so happy it came out now, because this is the best time to buy. You buy when there's blood in the streets. You buy when the FUD's the worst, the fear, uncertainty, doubts are the worst. So you're having a huge buy opportunity. And once we get through this period of time, a lot of the crypto analysts are saying late 2023 to 2024, we start to see this bull market rising. I think 2023 is going to be kind of like a meh market for about 6 months. And then all of a sudden, after the summer, when the fat cats return from the Hamptons and things start to pick up, we see in September, moving forward, this real nice moves in the crypto market. And we enter into 2024. I think we'll finally get the Santa Claus rally next year, not this year. And 2024, we open to the new year with a spectacular year for crypto. So there are bright days ahead for Okinami. Just keep that in mind. Don't despair. Just keep accumulating when you can. Only invest, like they say, what you can lose. But when you have the extra funds, put it in something good like Okinami or something else. I really do have faith in this project, and I really think it's a good place to be. And again, while this is not financial investing advice, just entertainment, it's just something to watch either way, whether it's the next big thing or not. It's like we want to let the cat out of the bag at some point in time. And when are they going to do it? We in the community are waiting for them to let the cat out of the bag. The roadmap, the white paper, what this is. And it'll come. It's going to come. Just be patient. It will come when it's meant to. and I think you're really going to be blown away. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Please hit the bell on there to get notices for my videos. Your help in the channel will get the algorithm moving. For me, comments, shares, all that. I'm going to continue covering stuff for you guys in the Okinami community and all those that are interested in Okinami or others just interested in my content. And we'll see you next time. Thank you again for watching. Y'all take care and happy holidays.